speaker today, but we also had the opportunity of watching this. We also have this opportunity to have Superintendent Lin coming over from Hualien, all the way from Hualien, to come and sign the books for us today. And you can see from these posters, however many posters he has equals to how many times he's been here, since every event we will provide him with a poster. In today's sharing, we actually booked him about a year ago when I saw this caricature of Superintendent Lin. And I asked his wife for this picture because we have to include that in the posters. So you can see he does have a very sharp jawline. Now today our topic is brain and heart, be happy and young. As Master shared with us that at this time, the best medicine is vegetarian diet or plant-based diet. And as Superintendent Lee bears witness to it, that because he's a vegetarian, he has great brain functions and he looks younger by the day. So together let's read out loud that having a happy brain and will equal to a useful heart. And today's also those joining us in Kaohsiung have this book from him, A Light in the East. And we can see these are the people that provided the publication. And in particular today is from Sister Jingshu in Thailand. And this is a New Year's blessing card. I don't know if you got it, but when I received it right before the New Year's, I was really touched to see how exquisite, how detailed these cards were designed. And today, for the opportunity to have Superintendent Lin to come over, it really takes him a lot of effort to cross through the mountains because he's on the other side of Taiwan. But a lot of our volunteers in southern Taiwan are all here waiting, including many of those who were patients of Superintendent Lin. And this this picture here is Brother Chen in Myanmar. And so I'd like to share with you that the volunteers in Myanmar are also online right now. And this is a message from Sister Jingshu. So they share that everyone there are working together to have this conference, and at this conference, and they translated the materials into Thai so that everyone joining will understand. And they're also very glad to have this opportunity to participate with and as they share their feedback. And all these people are all the people that was joining today. And these are the written translation in Thai. These are the working team. So even though the actual time slot was set about 3 days ago, we had this promise a year ago to have you join us today So we are very grateful for this opportunity. And yesterday, Superintendent Lin was still in the hospitals seeing patients. But besides that, he was also messaging and having a conference with Thailand and with Myanmar, the volunteer team. So I can only shed tears to see how many people uh, are in support and in anticipation for Superintendent Ling's sharing. And you can watch from this video clip that Superintendent Lin was actually providing care packages for the homeless. Because of a cold front hitting Taiwan, he's actually going into the community and providing care packages for them. And even this homeless person, she even donated her money and to show her appreciation and to help more people like her. And in addition, he's also helped to clean up houses for some of the local case visits. He has brought the hospital staff with him. Most of the time, we don't see bosses or managers do these kind of jobs, take these kind of roles, but he is one to be hands-on. And because of the Jingsi herbal drink, he has received the first Jade Award given for the herbal medicine development. This herbal medicine is under the direction and wisdom of Dharma Master Zhen who instructed us to find an herbal remedy to coronavirus. And besides the coronavirus, these herbal medications were also used for cancer patients and provided them a chance for some amazing recovery. We've seen some cases where they're difficult to treat cancer patients have been living more than 2 years past the expected life. And so we have combined traditional Chinese medicine along with the Western medicine to help those patients who have hard to heal ulcers, hard to heal sores, and prevented them from the fate of amputation. So we must cherish this opportunity to listen to Superintendent as well as the book that he's sharing with us today. And we also have the entrepreneurs who repeatedly donated a third time to donate medical supplies and medical equipment to the Tzu Medical Center. So as we see how these equipment help patients reduce their time in the hospital, that's the greatest reward and greatest protection to life. So as an entrepreneur, it is our responsibility to help them any way we can. And I'm very grateful for this chance to be in Hualien City Hospital to provide them with these equipments. So there's more than a dozen entrepreneurs from Kaohsiung who came over and provided endoscopes and lighting equipment. And even though Superintendent Lin has a very full schedule, he still gave us a lot of positive feedback. So let us give us a warm welcome to Superintendent Lin, who would like to join us.
定支持哈。那请我们的企业家也举个赞好不好？你们现在呢？对我们真的非常的感恩哈，这一趟路这样子他来到这里，但是我们要跟大家讲的就是这份感动。你看，刚
So
刚
as we
哈
can
其实
see,
有提
our
到
stage is
贵
full
州
of
的
people.
瑶
These are all
族，
the
对
people
我
who
甚
would
至
like
可
to
以跟你
show
们上去说，
their
因为有添
appreciation
加病毒
and
哈，
to be
有
to
防
take
护药
part
物
in
还是感
today's
染，但是喝了
event.
金丝本草饮，
So we're
每
very
天基本
grateful
上就痊
that
愈。这
Superintendent
之前我也
came
不是
all
这
the
么认
way
为，所
from
以说我们
Hualien
感
to
恩
join
师
us
傅，
today.
感恩院
And
长
we
把
can
很多
see
人来安
messages
排带
from
队这样子见证，
overseas,
所以我们第
from
一个要
Guizhou,
接讲，就
this
是
a
由
particular
我
person
的林
is
兴荣院长
suffering
金丝本草饮
from a
研
kidney
发中心的执行长
disease,
代
but
表起
because
来，
of
真的是
drinking
非常
the
非常的感动哈。
Jingsi
那
herbal
现在在
tea,
我这边，
she
为
has
什么今天我们的
made
企
some
业
good
家院长
recovery.
想请越是了解的时候，请问一下，
So we
要
can
是
see
你
these
愿意
are
吗？请把你的
some
手举起来，大
testimonials
拇
to
指几个呢？让
the
我们一起说，绝对相挺，一定支持，一
to
起
the
说，
effects
绝
from
对
the
相
program
挺，
from
一
developing
定
herbal
支持，
medicine.
掌声欢迎雷兴荣院长，感恩。好，因为时间关系，
So
我
as
就
we
没有
can
让
see,
大
these
家分
entrepreneurs
享，
they're
但
so
是这
willing
边
to
有
support.
人要
It's because they
把
themselves
花
have
送过
benefited
来
and
哈。
have
那
witnessed.
这边来
So
离
let
开
us
就一
say
定
that
了哈。
we
那
are
这边是我们
always
的
be
朋
in
友的一个家
support
人，其实都是
of
发自内
Superintendent
心，而
Lin
我们的实验长的
and
部
the
分。
team.
好，那同时间呢， 在这边也特别哈的跟所有的高雄的主场这边， 今天这个有特惠，还加赠2样，真
So
的
we
让我
have
们更
someone
清楚以后，我们
who's
把这一份爱
who's
的
a
力量
patient
才能
of
特
Dr.
别保
Lin
护自
who
己，
would like
也
to
护持我们
present
的
and
情绪支持，
share
好不好？
the
所以让我们掌
flowers
声再
as a
次
token of
欢迎我们的
appreciation.
林金荣院长。这个先下去，好，感恩也祝福你哈。来，院长，我到你的简报了哦。
So as we know more about today, let us share this power of love to all our communities and to everyone with our herbal medicine and our vegetarian lifestyle. So we're very grateful for them to come in today. Let's go back to Superintendent Lin's presentation. Dear Master, dear abode masters and global Tzu family, hope we all have a good day. I am very grateful to have teacher Mei Yun give me the opportunity to meet with everyone once again. And I'm also very grateful for our patients, their brothers and sisters, as well as our entrepreneurs in Kaohsiung who has provided their endless amount of love and care to the impoverished communities around Hualien, and also from volunteers in China who join us today. Today, first of all, I would like to share my appreciation to the brothers and sisters of Kaohsiung who has given me a great honor. So I am also a fellow of the U.S. Inventors Association, and I would like to encourage innovation, especially innovations that will help people's lives, like malignant brain tumors. Is there finding new ways to treat them? So in 2001, when we that year, we have started the study program. So 20 years has passed, we have seen some new hopes in our treatment approach. And when COVID-19 started, when Master was truly worried, she has mentioned and instructed us that certain herbs previously were used to ward off the pandemic, and let's see if they have some effect on the today. So I gathered a group of people who joined in and created the Jingsi herbal tea using herbal medications which are commonly found in the Chinese herbal medicine cabinets. And this is based on the common medicine that's been used in generations. And so in general, it has no bad side effects. And through some basic studies, we have found that the extracts, herbal extracts, whether it is ingested or drops, or even in our roll pens, it has significant effect in preventing virus from entering our cells, attaching to our cells, whether it is in our mouth, in our respiratory tract, or in our digestive tracts. This medicine has act as a barrier preventing virus attachment. And even when the virus does attach, it prevents the virus from being taken up into the cell, as well as reducing viral replication within the cell. So we have seen some notable targets that has prevented viral transmission. A lot of the Western medicine we've seen so far has only prevented virus from attaching, but this herbal tea has multiple target and has worked in multiple different cell groups. So the Jade Award that was awarded to the Hualien City Medical Center, and I am just a representative of the medical center. So the person that's truly deserving of this award is our master who had this inspiration to find a cure in herbal medications. And because it has found significant effects against COVID-19, a lot of them were embarrassed to ask Master to come get the award, so they've asked me to represent her. So for everyone who has benefited, we have to keep in mind that this is wisdom of Master. And she briefly mentioned it, but that we have to take in her words and develop it. So everyone, it is not my honor to create or to lead the team, but rather we just follow orders from Master. And as disciples of the Master, we must take that into heart, following Master's directions. Whatever Master Zhenyan wants us to do, asks us to do, we must follow to heart. So as we can see in the skit earlier, that even after adopting a vegetarian diet, immediately they change. They even look younger and healthier. So not just their brain, they're also their heart, even their body. And as I am already entered into the senior category, many people kind of jokingly say that I've been getting stem cell injections because I still look so young. But the secret is just follow Master's directions. Listen, and we will listen and act, and we will be looking young as well. So a little history about Hualien. Hualien has usually been a impoverished areas where people don't usually travel to. Now today in these past couple of days, been a special day. It is because this is also when Shakyamuni Buddha attained enlightenment. So what is the purpose of attaining enlightenment? That is to promote Buddhism, to promote the Dharma in the human realm. And as we take in the Dharma, following the Dharma teachings, then we will not have any worries, or let go of our worries, and we'll definitely look younger. So we talked about preventive medicine. And just like the Jingsi herbal tea, and these are part of the preventive medicine. Now, some of the patients have jokingly said that, oh, why don't we just take some antimicrobials every day, and that way we can sanitize ourselves. Well, obviously we know that sanitizers are not edible, right? Because it kills off everything. Now, viruses are typically enveloped in oily film. And why does the herbal medicine have a special effect? Because these medicine have ingredients in there that will destroy the lipid layers and destroy the oily layers. And without the oily layers, virus have a difficult time attaching to cells and entering cells and prevents viral replication within cells. So even so a lot of people who have returned are spending 14 days in quarantine, spending 14 days in isolation in quarantine. And they should use these 14 days to drink these herbal teas, and I could help them and prevent them from getting infected. As we share with our CG volunteers that as you get off the plane or in your hotel, please use use these herbal tea to help to protect yourselves. As we start to see local trend of Omicron virus or Omicron variants, it is very important for us to protect ourselves with these herbal drinks. I myself used to drop more, so I use a couple of drops when I get home or when I'm in close space. And we can see some significant effects in protecting ourselves from the pandemic. So what Master wanted us is for all the city volunteers to be safe, and not only to keep ourselves safe with the Jinsi herbal tea and drops, but also to help other people who are suffering from the pandemic, from the virus, to help them recover. So as we've seen that in the first, if you have used the medication in the first 4 days, there is notable improvement or notable relief in the symptoms. So as we see that we have shipped these medicines to Africa because there's a need due to the rampant virus spread in the community. So we have instructed them how to use to video conferences. So after 40, your risk of having cardiovascular diseases, cerebral vascular disease, and cancer greatly increases. And so part of your annual healthcare should include MRI, which is to see if there's any abnormalities in your brain or in your stomach, as well as in your heart and lungs. Like myself, I receive MRI every 5 years. These slices, we recommend 256 slices of your heart, just with the CT, so we can see if there's any blockages, and if we can do early surgery with stents and prevent cardiovascular disease, as well as a quick scan of your lungs to see if there's any nodules, any abnormalities in that area. And if they do find something, we can use endoscopic surgery with a small incision, small opening. Usually you'll be in the hospital for a day or two, but you're able to be discharged and recover fully within this short amount of time. Now,
对比剂这个比较久一点所以这
now our
个检
abdominal
查
MRI, that is
可
to
以
see if
让
there's any
这
any
些
tumors,
让
any
我们
growth
知道
in
像
your
我
in your
这次
liver,
刚
your
有做
spleen,
过
and your
那
internal
当然
organs.
14年1、2、3一样
And
做一样就可以14
this
年呢做个
usually takes
基
about
因打
an
查检
hour
查
and may
大概
require
这
some
个非肿
contrast.
瘤指标你就
So
可以知
these
道
three
你会
tests
不会得老年人
can
常得的病好这个
help
是
us
心脏
detect
的
early
现在花莲治疗
abnormalities.
25切那个基本上大概10分
And
钟
you don't have to
就
do it
做
all
完
at
了这
once.
是
So
肺部
usually
早
do it
期的
one of
第二
these
个
per
检查
year,
就
and
是
then the
肚子
fourth
的
year we
膀
do
胱的
a
那年纪大除了刚刚讲的肺部另
colonoscopy
外一个就是我们
so
疏
that we
松
can
知道
see
肺部有
early
断
of
这个就
any
是
anything that needs to
做
take we need to
骨密度
intervene.
的一个检测另外呢有
So
没
as
有
you
什
can
么好
see,
药
this
有没
is
有副作
a
用的药
lung
有宝
section.
格丽
This is the
提醒
liver
他
tumor.
骨头不要一直被吃掉
Now, as you
因为
get
很多
older,
吃骨头的细胞
besides the
细胞
cardiovascular
到了
diseases,
某
there's
些
also
荷尔蒙女
the
性荷尔
risk
蒙
of
产生的时候
osteoporosis.
它就会一直吃我们的骨头
So it's
所以这个
important we
可
do a
以
bone
那
density
有没有像
test.
长骨头的呢有
And
就
if
这
there's
个
any
新出来
medication,
的1个
well,
月打
we
一次
have
皮下
found
因
that
此它也可以让
Prolia
骨头一直增
injections
长
we
有些
have
骨头
been
跌
helpful in
断了呢不
preventing
小心跌断了
bone
长骨
loss.
头跟吸收骨头的这2个药
So
一起打就好得很
are
快
there any
那
medication
花
to
莲有
help
没有
grow
什么医疗
bone?
的特
Well,
色
there's
可以
some
分
new
享一下
medications,
这个会请会行
new
所以隔
medications
壁
that you
后
get
面的
injection once
站起来走
once
路比较难走的
a
大
month,
家可能都在
and
地
that can
有
help
困难的你得
bone
来花莲
regenerate.
花莲有一群的医生一群的护理一群的复健
Now,
师中医师中
in
西医
Hualien,
都
there are
可
some
以有很
specialties
多
in
的例子可以
medication
帮
in
忙
in the medical
那
care.
近视本草饮
So
真的对 COVID-19 有帮忙这个就是刚刚讲
So people
这
have
个
known that
是
if
医
you
术
have
这个好
difficulty with walking or
再
having
鼓鼓掌
difficulty receiving comprehensive care, they will all come to Hualien
COVID-19
Medical
那
Center
对花
because
莲
we
近
have
视
a
本
group
草
of
饮其实
doctors
是一个比较
dedicated
简
to
单的
helping
事
patients
它
there.
还可以
And
肺
as
癌
well
肺癌有2
as
种一个是
as we
抗药性
see
的肺
in
癌
the
没
medical
有抗药性
exhibition
都有
of
效
these herbal,
最癌症
we
有
have
效
presented the
抗
herbal
癌
medicine, which helps to
抗老
provide
化
care from
像
inside
帕
and
金
out.
森很多这些老化的像干细胞有近视本草饮它可以让它干
So
细
as we
胞
can
活
see,
化
these
更
herbal
好
tea we have
那刚刚讲的
not only be
免疫力
effective
要
against
好
COVID-19, but
那
also
平
see
常我
effects
们
in
吃植
in
物的黑素
lung
第一
cancer
个我都会先想
even
我
in
的蛋白
degenerative
质够
diseases
吗
such
蛋
as
白质
Parkinson's
这样吃
diseases.
够了即使
We
即使
have seen
无
that
差
it
的
can
最重要是
activate
黄豆
stem
水果
cells.
那再加上
But the
维
most
生素
importantly is to
就
make
是
sure that they
膳食
have
纤
good
维的食物
nutrition.
就很多嘛
So
你就少
that's why
一
we
些
promote
所以有人
vegetarian
说
diet.
你怎么特
Now,
别
many people
我是
ask
洗
that
脑
by eating a vegetarian diet, do you have enough protein intake?
洗什么脑呢让你
Now,
知道说
we
吃
can
这个一定是吃
take
得健
in
康
enough
那
protein
自
through
己觉得健
soy,
康
through
不够
nuts.
人家也
The
要
important thing
看
is have a
你的样
balanced
子要
diet.
好
So
看
we
要
have
很
a
健康
group
有
of
肌肉走得动
we have a
住
group
得也
of
好所以你
nutritionists
不只
in a
是
hospital
自己觉得
who
健康外在
will
看起来
provide
也
you
会
with
让人
a
觉得健
balanced
康
meal, a
所以
vegetarian meal.
我们
So, like
叫
Master
罗护
said,
理
that
因
what
为他
this
肠
is
胃科
most
的脑部科
important
的所
to
以呢
promote
就
vegetarianism.
他就
And that
建议
is number
每
one
个礼拜
to do it
吃公司早
yourself.
会的时候
And
他
if
就
people
会讲
see
这些
how well you're
蛋白
doing
质
with
这
vegetarian
些
diet,
这些
then they will
一
sure
般的
follow
这些
and
营养
be
要怎么
convinced
吃
as
就
well.
请注意听那另外呢
So
有一
our
些
our
年
vice
轻人重的
superintendent,
这是
Lo,
脑
who's
神经
the
外科的
enterologist,
团队中西复
every
健
every
团
week
的
he would
很好的
share
团队它的一个
some
特色那当
a
然
nutritional
因为都是
facts
偏远嘛
and
所以
how
以前
to
呢
take
都上
in
我们的秀林村
the
呢
proper
上山
amount
34
of
小时下
nutrients
山也
from
24小
vegetarian
时现
diet.
在都可以用远
And
距
there's
离所
also
以我们
the
要照顾的这些贫病的人呢我们都可以
patient
透过
therapy
很
as well
熟悉的可以
as
照
a
顾得到
rehab
那
a
这个是
team who
勉励计
share
划
about
所以我就鼓励
helping
我们的癌
people
症的团队
continue
有外科内科
recover the chance
还
to
有
walk.
这些放
And nowadays
放
we
射
have
科
the
那就有
technology.
这
We
个
team
团
up
队
with
我们
local
可以用各
telecom
种的细胞
companies
疗法包括
to provide medicine across virtual consultations and provide medical advices. So they no longer have to travel the distances. And in addition, we are teamed with immune therapy, T cell therapy, help with cancer and cancer and or cancer relapse. And there is an active ingredient in the 金丝二火 drink who has the ability to activate T cells. And there was actually about 2 ingredients in there that could activate about 90%, that could take up 90% of cancer cells. So I can't share with you which 2 ingredients because we're still trying to apply for a patent, but soon you will know. So whether it's trauma or stroke or a brain damages, if you're suffering with these complications, we have a very comprehensive Eastern and medical care team that will help with rehabilitation as well as in treatment. Nowadays, there are stem cell injections or stem cell therapies and also microchip implantations who can help to stimulate the nerves and recover mobile dexterity. So this is the first case of stem cell injection into the spine, and we have seen that this patient was able to get up and regain the ability to walk. And before she was completely bedridden. And now that we can see that she's able to move her legs. Now, in the brain, many times it's not just one complications. There could be some microvascular degenerations or changes, and we see multiple complications, multiple diseases that happen together. As we can see in this scan right here, there's dopamine pooling in those red spots. And with immune therapy or stem cell therapy, we can see some notable results. Like from this example, Papa Yang, who had 4 brain issues and was almost unconscious, and who was transferred from Kaohsiung to the Hualien hospitals. As we can see, after regaining his bodily functions, and he joined in the recycling team to help recycle and also reuse goods, help protect the earth. And he has even taken his time to dance, to sing as well. So I'm very grateful to see them today. Now, there are multiple treatment modalities for cancer therapies. In Hualien Medical Center, we have all the same standard of care for everyone. But in addition, we also have oncolytic viral therapies, which was created just to destroy cancer cells. This is almost nowhere to be found in other worlds. But we have this therapy, this treatment modality in Hualien. Now, of course, we're not using COVID-19 coronavirus. We are using herpetic vaccine as the vector to help the treatment. Like for example, this one is having colorectal cancer. 4 years after the surgery, we have seen metastasis in the liver and in the lungs. uh,
病患没有希望的病患又可
after
以活得健康，
injecting
手
the
前方
oncolytic
是病人，
virus, we
右
have
前方是
seen
医生哈，那个医生比较瘦一点
the
哈，
index numbers
病人
dropping
好像比较健
significantly.
康一点，
And
那这个
now,
经过
even
4
2
年
years later,
6年
he
他还
is
是哈
still
活得很好，
alive
一
and
样的
well.
哈，这是肿瘤病
So we
哈，
have
看
seen
到这些
multiple
病人
treatment
哈，他们
combinations, whether
本来
it
就
is
是本来也有
A,
小
B,
的
or
细胞
C
的，
all
把它
together
吃掉
to
了
help
哈，这时候它
provide
就溶解了，就
them
出
with a
来
more
哈，
comprehensive
右
care.
下方是
Now, as you can see this
没有
picture, the
病
doctor
没有
looked
吃完的
a little too
是
thin, a little
哈，
too
这个就
sickly,
是
and the
没有
patient
病
seemed to
人
be
的
in the
哈。
healthier
那
state.
另外呢，还有很多的
Now,
这
from
个
this
免疫
picture
细
here,
胞
we
疗
can
法
see
哈，
large
这个免疫细
sections
胞疗
of the
法哈，
tumor
在花
starting
莲
to
慈济医院
dissolve,
都
starting
有哈，
to
我们有各
lyse
种的免疫细
because
胞
these
疗
have all
法，
been
有 NK 细胞，有
infected with the
B 细胞
virus.
有
And on the
CIK 细
bottom,
胞
you can
有
see
各
more
种的
intact
哈，
cells because
那
that's where
CAR T 细胞我们也很快会 做出
oncolytic
来，
virus
另
have
外还有一
not
个
invaded,
TIL 细胞
infiltrated
哈，
yet.
这是目前我们在用的哈。另外
There's
这个是一个
also
新药
T
哈，
cell
一个
therapies
混
that
合
we
的疗
help to
法。年轻的
reactivate,
夏师兄眼
whether
科医
it
师
is
43岁
different type of
他得
whether
了胶母细胞瘤，
whether the
经过
type of
大
T
陆开过
cells
3
that
次
was
刀
that were
那在复原的时候
harvested,
他几乎
we have also
右
created
右
many
脑
different
几
types
乎都是 都
to
是
meet
癌
the needs.
都是肿瘤。那大
Now,
部分
this
都
is a
是
more
没
of
有
a
治疗的。那
combination
后来他
therapy
就因为慈济的关
who,
系，师长是慈济人
from
就
this
可以
case,
回到精神医院化
who
疗。那
has
我们我们
who had
就把它
surgery
放
3
进去
times in
这
China.
个就放进去一个
And
新
we
药，
can
这个
see
就
a
是当归新
significant
药
large
这
tumor
是
on
当归里面一个
in
自然
the
的酸碱值
right
哈，
hemisphere of
它
his
是
brain.
有益无
Now,
损，
because
所
he's
以
a
放
Tzu
进去又
volunteer,
好的
he
高
came
浓
to
度的
the
这样子的一
Hualien
个
Tzu Hospital,
BP
so where
它
we
是合成
injected
的一个西药，
the
但是这
wafer,
个
which is
这个化合物
the
呢
new
是当
medication
归
that we
里
extracted
面一个
from
最重
dangui,
要
which
的
is a
一个
herbal
化合物自
herbal
然物放进去
ingredient.
那病人呢
We
每
injected
每
high
天看他
concentration,
他
about
的
6
他可以跟
pieces
你
of
算
this
数很快
wafer.
的可以走路他因为在大陆开过3次刀，所以一手一脚就不方便开完刀以后
into the brain, into the
就可以
site.
坐起来
Even though this
2
is
年
a
了
synthetic
这个是
medication,
2
but
年
it
了
is
他就
synthesized to mimic
跟
the active
常常
an active ingredient in
他的家
dangui.
人的服饰还有他女
And
儿
we can
都
see
常常来拜观
11
音
day
所
after
以呢本来只
the
活
surgery, he's
3个
able
月的
to
活
walk.
2年还是很好那他呢就是有各种的疗法
Now, 2
标靶疗
years
法化疗
later,
疗法但是他
you
还
can
是
still
到
see
6
him
月
wearing
多
the
他
Tzu
就可以活起来
uniform,
所以相当的
and
好
with
这是
everyone,
很多
with
的
his family,
经过
wishing
我
everyone
们
a
很多的
happy
创新研发结果
Happy New
这
Year.
个病患呢就是放进去的当归西药
So
隔
there's
天你
multiple
再看他
different
好
types of
了他跟正常人一样
treatments.
他可以跟你走路对话
And
算
even
数
without
学
using the
2减7多少
oncolytic
93
virus,
93减7多少
he
80好
regained
算给你听好站起来走
significant
路
function
你看他走路的样子
and
很好
reduced
他
his
就走给你看
brain tumor.
好
So this is the second day visiting him after surgery.
在1
The
个月
second
以
day
内
after the
回
surgery
来
is
很
where I
好
visit him. I can
所以
see
这
he
就
has
是
been
这是
very
小分子物中西 医合
he
疗的
has
好处
no
尤其是肿瘤
he has clear mental clarity as well as able to move his legs and feet.
因为台北赵院长写的一本书嘛
And 3 months later,
我们师兄姐
he
畅
can
销
walk
他说赵
well.
院长你也要写一本书我从来
So
没
we can
写
see the
过
benefit of
很多的文章我们
benefit of combining or journey together Western Eastern medicine
找
and
经
to
验
provide a comprehensive care for all the patients.
山过海盘山盘山过岭盘山过岭就是山
So Superintendent Chow wrote a book, and it was a very
山高坡的地方
popular book. So a lot of our staff are saying that, oh, maybe I should write one as well. I've been asking me to write one. So I wrote a book as well to share about how Master Zhen Yan
本书
traveled
借耕的所在
across the mountains to settle in Hualien and how she's able to muster everyone to cross the mountains to be in Hualien. And since it's the eastern part of Taiwan, is where as the sun comes up from the ocean, that's where the light hits. So where this book was. That's how this book was named. how that the light from the sun will be the first place, reaches first in the east side, and how that light will shine through the hospitals to help the communities in the Hualien. As we can see, the life expectancies in Hualien previously was estimated to be 5 years shorter than average, and in particular in the Aborigines populations, less than 8 years, is 8 years less. So it has shocked me, and that's inspired me to write this book to outline the difficulty or the difficulty in obtaining proper medical care for the communities in Hualien. Now, I am very grateful that it has sold more than 20,000 copies. So then the publisher asked me again to write another book. So that's become my second book, which is asking people, I mean, reporting on people who were able to wake up and were able to walk after major brain surgery. And that has almost been like a nonstop thing. Every time there's a book become popular, they asked me to write another one. So ultimately came to my most recent book, A Light in the East. Now, as we can see that Master Zheng has been in deep worries, these past year because of the virus. So we have been asking people to help by either besides collecting donations, but also asking them to join the vegetarian diet. As we can see, for example, the protein powders, the Jinsi protein powders, it has significant amount of protein in one serving. There's 16 grams of protein, which is much higher than milk and eggs. And the rest you can supplement with soy, nuts, and it's even more nutritious than eggs and milk. So we don't need to worry particularly about lack of or insufficient protein intake by eating a vegetarian diet. Now back to the virus. As you can see, virus it's a very very small oily particle that's not visible to the eye. So as we can see that usually virus will have a spike protein which binds to the cellular receptors, which that it grabs onto, and in the genes of drink, it prevents this protein receptor from binding to the cell receptors. And and so far we have no seen side effects from this medication. So I'm very grateful for Master Zhen Yan for asking everyone to develop. Now, at the same time, we can see that it has anti-cancer, anti-aging properties as well. So, when you have the time, remember to take it, to drink it, and you can use the drops, and you can get it in the bookshop.
In a very short period of time, Dr. give us very good presentation. And one of the volunteer from Tainan can use ginseng herbal tea cure not only also the flus. The virus is temperate, a lot from Dr. Lin is forever. Volunteer from Kunming said, Dr. Lin's mind is happy, look young. We really appreciate the Superintendent Lin. And for the Jinsi bookstore, the roller, the concentrated liquid. Remember, AP Lin said that she used concentrated prescription. It's good for sleep. So it's 2100 NT per package. And we have an additional gift of the milk, soy milk powder. Today, let us thank the Tzu Chi Hospital at Hualien. Not only the people in Taiwan, but the people from the world. They want to come to visit the Tzu Chi Hospital at Hualien. And using the cloud technology, the Tzu Chi Hospital at Hualien really draw everybody's world people's attention. We really appreciate Dr. Lai said because of our schedule,